Why can't I go backwards on my DVD? It's already started playing. Go back, you bastard. Alright, yeah, I've started the recording now. Okay, so I've paused it. So, are we ready?
Just give me 1 second.
Right, that's good. All I need is 1 second to pour my wine.
Actually, I'm going to get cider if you're having wine.
Well, the thing is like, because I'm helping out at Asda at night now, I don't know if I told you guys, like I've got a job at Asda packing online shopping 2 a.m. till 8 a.m. every Sunday till Thursday. And like, because this is technically my weekend, but I can't mess up my body clock. So I'm going to be up till like 5, 6 in the morning tonight anyway. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to have some wine. Got yeah, I made a thermos of tea, and I've got an Earl Grey here with me as well.
Nice.
I'm gonna be pissing like a racehorse, I'll tell you that. Ah, cheap wine, love it. Right, let me know when you gentlemen are ready to go. We can watch this freaking awesome movie. We ready?
Ready. I'm ready to go, yeah.
Alright, I don't know. Are you both watching it? What are you watching on, Sicky?
I'm on BBC iPlayer website.
Ah, so
it's just on the Universal, the little sunrise thing.
Oh, I don't think I've got that on my version. It's distributed in Universal, but this one just says Polygram at the beginning of it. But anyway, right, here we go. So, if we're ready to go, 3, 2, 1, play. So have you got the Universal logo then?
That's what I'm watching right now.
Okay.
Just the classic Universal logo.
Just tell me when you get to the Polygram logo, because I'm going to press play when that happens. Oh no, actually tell me when it says Cloud9 Entertainment
It just said it then. Literally just came on as you started talking.
Okay, alright, I'm continuing now anyway. Oh yeah, and BBC. This film is BBC. Would you believe?
Okay.
How about that?
I actually didn't know that.
No. Maybe that's why it's been on the iPlayer for so long. It's been on here for like a year and a half.
Okay.
Well, it might make sense because BBC's like worried about their future, so they're like, just stick anything we've made on there.
Yeah.
Realise this is about a pandemic.
Yeah, don't eat those berries. Wash your hands. So I first watched this film, I caught it on TV when I was a kid. It was like late at night, and I tuned in, and the first thing I see is this guy going into the toilets. And I'm like, okay, what is this movie? And then I remember I saw the cover for this in a video shop, and I remember seeing this guy's severed head on the bathroom floor, and I went, oh, it's that movie. I was like, oh God, what's going to happen to him? I had no idea what the movie was about. And then I watched it, and ever since that night, it's been up there as one of my favourite monster movies.
For me,
it's a good one.
Creature Effects by
about maybe late 2001, 2002 maybe. I remember seeing the adverts back in the 90s for this being advertised, and I got the title wrong, mixed up with something else. I thought it was what did I think it was? The Mimic.
Yes.
So I remember going to see The Mimic and being very disappointed it wasn't this film, and I didn't see this film until many years later on TV. So yeah,
Mimic's a good movie.
Mimic's a very good movie. Strangely enough, I didn't realize it was a Del Toro movie as well, actually.
Maybe it was just the IC at the end of the titles, Relic, Mimic.
Yeah. Being dyslexic, it's always a big issue.
The thing was, I watched this, and the only complaint I have about this movie is how dark it is. and it's a bit of a nitpick because the whole film is stylized that way. And so there's moments in this film I remember, especially on TV back in the day with the reception and stuff we used to get as kids. I'd watch it and be like, I can't see shit, but I still love this movie. But then I've got it on DVD and it's like a little bit brighter.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not quite AVP Requiem, but it's it's on that scale.
Oh God, yeah, it's nowhere near as bad as that. So yeah, it took me years until I got it on DVD for myself that I even saw this opening, because I had it only on VHS recorded off TV, and I only ever managed to catch the beginning where he's in the toilet. So I was like, oh damn. Oh, a screenplay by Rick Jaffa and Amanda Silver.
Yes, they've got the fingers in many pies, haven't they?
Mm-hmm.
Also, it was this whole film. I don't know if they're actually in the credits or anything, but it was developed by Kathleen Kennedy and Frank Marshall.
Was it really?
So there's a little Jurassic Park connection. Yeah, it says that on the Wikipedia.
Obviously, Stan Winston being a key link, obviously, between the two.
I actually see this film working in a Jurassic Park universe, actually.
Well, it's funny we talk about all that because I've actually got the book here with me, and I don't know if you guys have read the book, but
No.
Winston effect.
Well, it's different from the movie, but it feels like the movie. But I don't know if that's just because I've seen the movie first.
Okay.
And funny enough, the quote at the top of the front of the book. So just for context, the book is called Relic, and the film is called The Relic. But I don't know the significance of that. It must be like a licensing thing, maybe. I don't know. But the top quote from Book List on the Relic book says, "Far above Crichton's Jurassic Park." And I have to say this: the book is really good, and it's weird. It feels a lot like a Jurassic, like it could have been written by Crichton.
Right.
It's very much made in that same sort of vein. See this guy hiding away onto the boat.
I used to think as a kid that was actually Bill Paxton, and now that I look at him now, it's like I don't know where I got the similarities from.
Well, he's kind of dressed like Bill Paxton is in Predator 2, with the fedora and
the
like,
little hat. Yeah.
Hey, you're not my sister. Yeah, I remember a lot of lens flares as well. Definitely got a style to it.
Oh, what's that? Carpets.
Yeah, he's looking for those berries, isn't he? It's like he's obsessed.
He's addicted to that berry goodness.
And they didn't throw in like a Raiders of the Lost Ark Easter egg in this scene.
Is there?
It would be amazing if there was.
I wouldn't put it past the movie if it's Frank Marshall.
That would have been funny. Yeah, he takes out like the golden icon thing. He just throws it away.
It's the idol.
It's this piece of shit.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great if Indiana Jones 5 was Indiana Jones and the quest for the relic, and it was like he actually fights a Kofoga at the end.
Oh God, I would have preferred that over the bloody flying saucer.
I have to say this about Indiana Jones 4, not to go on too much of a tangent, as Tom Sizemore makes his grand entrance. Indiana Jones 4 works better if you watch it in black and white. Because then it really feels like you're watching a Twilight Zone episode or something, like because it's all that 50s type sort of iconography and stuff. Doesn't like the story and some of the stuff in it doesn't ever get fixed, but it does sort of like make the CGI or more bearable.
Yeah.
Except for the gophers.
Last time I watched that film, I quite enjoyed myself. It was just the gophers. That was like the worst point. But like,
the thing for me was it was just like the amount of people going on the adventure with Indy. It was like usually at the end of each film, it's like him and maybe one other person goes into the booby traps. But in that film, it's like 6 people are with him. It's like, Jesus Christ, that Indy's meant to be the focus here. But anyway, Relic. Yeah, where were we?
That's Relic, yes.
Relic. We've got blood. We've got lots of blood. It's blood.
Who's this actor? I feel like I've seen him in something before.
What, the lead guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom Sizemore. He's in Saving Private Ryan.
That was it.
Oh God, what else is he in? He's in all sorts.
Can't think. It's only them two. This and
I'm gonna have to
Saving
look it
Private
up.
Ryan that I can think of.
He's one of my favourite actors. I like his sort of like attitude.
Yeah.
It's like
he carries this one quite well.
He would play a great villain in a Jurassic Park movie starring Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
Like, who wouldn't watch that?
Oh no, that'd be awesome.
Vincent D'Agosta is his character's name in this. That's it. He's in Black Hawk Down, Heat, Natural Born Killers.
Oh.
What else? Pearl Harbor, Red Planet is another one I remember him from a lot.
Oh, of course, Pearl Harbor. Yes. Okay.
Nasty.
Oof. Again, bloated corpses. Must be the COVID-19.
I never understand what that part of the ship was supposed to be, whether it was something that's flooded or whether it was deliberately like that. Because to me, to have a ship with that much water in the base bit feels like it shouldn't be there.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Unless it's like some kind of ballast thing that it's supposed to have water in. Don't know.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I mean, I never understand the function of ships unless it's like a wooden sailing ship. But yeah, it could be a ballast thing, maybe.
By the way, guys,
but it definitely shouldn't have those rotten corpses in there.
Yeah. By the way, guys, really relish the fact that this is like the only time we ever see daylight in this movie.
That's true.
So they filmed this in the original plan was to film this in the New York Museum of Natural History.
Yeah.
But they sent the script to the museum and they rejected it. They were like, "No, you're not filming that here," because they were worried it was going to scare kids away from the museum.
Oh, what?
So they ended up with they had to settle for Chicago.
See, as a kid, that makes me want to go to the museum.
Absolutely.
How do they get that completely wrong?
It's just museums for you. They don't understand the target audience.
Kids, that's why they go to. They see bones and monsters from the past and monsters that are alive now. It's like kids live for that shit.
I mean, maybe that's why years later they got a night at the museum. That film's at New York, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Well,
they learned a lesson from this one.
Well, that's the thing. It's like they learned a lesson and then they made some mad bucks with that movie.
Yeah.
There he is. There's Joffrey from Jurassic Park.
Joffrey.
Raise the gate. See, like, even in the day, look how, like, sort of murky this looks.
Yeah.
Like, the picture looks like someone took the contrast and put it down.
It's like
it's very soft.
Over the top of it, isn't it?
I like the style.
It's very bloomy and soft, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. It's like this and Ghosts in the Darkness and Virus, which is what we were talking about before the recording. It's like they're all movies that I caught on TV at like 1 a.m, and I had no idea what they were, but I just was like, I'm going to keep watching this because there's nothing else on the 4 channels that I have. Because I didn't have Sky or anything when I was a kid. Well, not until like early teens. But I'd be like flicking through the 4 channels late at night when I first got my first little TV in my bedroom, and then I watch stuff like this. I'd be like, what's this 2 women talking in a museum, or this guy going into the bathroom? And I'm like,
yeah.
It's those days.
And then the monster comes in and I'm like, yes, this movie's great. What is this?
They looked out with a monster movie.
I remember watching films like this at like 2 o'clock in the morning on a handed down TV/radio thing. It was like as long as a breeze block and as heavy as like 2 breeze blocks, and a bloody wire antenna and everything. Tiny little black and white, like 2-inch screen on it as well. Jesus, it was fun times.
Yeah, it was. You have to really I remember when Channel 5 first came into existence for terrestrial TV, and you'd have to really play with your aerial to even try and see just a fuzzy picture.
So Woo's brother.
Yeah, there's a map of Isla Sorna in the background.
See, my second cousin, he works on that island.
That's Elliot Wu. That's this is another one of those things where I don't think enough. I know we're Jurassic fans and dinosaur fans and stuff. It's and people who watch these videos on my channel will probably have some sort of in with Jurassic that they get some of these references, or if people who don't know anything, they're like, who the fuck's Elliot Wu or whatever.
Elliot Wu.
Yes.
I barely know who he is.
I think we all do. But I don't see fans, younger fans, of Jurassic World. Let's say they're growing up with Jurassic World now, and they're in their teens, and they're all about that. They should go back and watch some of this stuff, because this to me, this all feels like it's cut from the same cloth.
Yeah, definitely.
I know this is a little bit more gorier, and there's swearing and stuff, but the kind of mood and the way the characters are acting, this little old man might as well be Benjamin Lockwood, and that's Iris.
That's a woman. That's a woman. No, she's a legend. It's called Linda Hunt. I think she's called Linda Hunt.
Yeah.
She's in all sorts of stuff around this time.
I always wanted to see a buddy cop movie with her and the little old lady from Poltergeist.
And the villain in that could have been the old lady from Goonies.
Yeah, exactly.
Mama Fratelli.
Okay, or a sequel to what's that Stallone film where they're escaping the prison? Not the one with Arnold.
What's it called?
It's a 90s film, I think.
I can't remember what it's called. I'll as soon as I see it, I'll remember it, but I can't bloody remember what it is.
Tango and Cash, that's what I'm thinking of.
Right.
Okay, different movie.
Yeah, Linda Hunt sliding over the bonnet of a car, but it's just it's one of those tiny children's toy cars because it's just too small.
It's a micro machine. So here's an integral part. They're burning these leaves, which have the rest of the berries on them. That means that's the exact reason why, well, that's the cause of why the relic or the Kofoga actually starts eating people's brains. Because if they kept all those leaves, it would have probably just gone to those. Sniff those out. Yeah. But they've only got a few, so it starts looking for something in people's...
In terms of the lore of this film, I understand that it eats the what was it? What part of brain was it now? Was it the hippocampus?
Yes.
Hippocampus, yeah.
Yeah, hippocampus, yeah. Those berries, to me, don't look like they would contain the equivalent of what would be in there. So it would only be a short supply thing anyway. It probably looks like
it might be it might be to do with the dosage. Might have a really concentrated dosage, but the human brain only has a little bit, so
that's a good point. Yeah,
I'm not saying I don't think the Kofoga would not kill anyone, but I think it would have given him a better chance.
Yeah.
Here's Joffrey.
Pot.
Yeah, yeah. Joffrey. Raise yourself. Get high. Oh, there we go.
Raise your head from your neck.
Yeah, pull it off and throw it across the room.
See, he's smoking a doobie.
Yeah, don't do drugs, kids. You'll get eaten by the relic.
It's clearly caviar that they've stuck on a leaf there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The book goes into way more detail about this stuff, obviously, because it has the time to.
But a lot of the reviews are it's a poor adaptation of the book, the much better book, and all that. Not that you should pay any attention to reviews.
I don't really get the comparison. Because whenever people compare books to film, it's like films work under a different set of rules completely. So it's like they have to sort of adapt. And that's why they always say based on, because it's like, you know, it's not going to be a one-for-one adaptation.
Yeah.
Even if you have like 9 hours to do it, like Peter Jackson did with Lord of the Rings, he still cut stuff out and moved stuff around and changed characters and God knows what else.
That'd be such a cool place to hang out, especially as a kid.
It's Lockwood Manor.
Yeah.
It really is, isn't it?
I used to work in a museum, and I would always like end up be left last. And it was pretty much like that, probably atmospheric and spooky. We didn't have like dinosaurs and stuff. It was just like
Did you have any big monsters running
Victorians
around?
and stuff. No. Some ghostly happenings, but no relics.
Which museum was this?
It was just a local history one.
Oh, okay.
Up in my town, but it was just like Victorians and stuff like that.
Okay.
No, like stuffed animals.
Yeah. The museum in Manchester used to have a really good natural history section that wasn't too dissimilar from the room that we saw earlier. And then at some point in the history, they decided that they needed to modernize it. So they took out all of the glass cases with the stuffed animals in them and replaced them with Art Nouveau sort of artifacts. So you'll have like a dishwasher with origami cranes with a stuffed fox next to it and saying, "Oh, education needs to be improved and turbulence is bad and shit." And it's just like, oh, fucking hell, guys. You've ruined the best part of the bloody museum.
See, something I like about this movie, because we've got these kids, they're on the stairs right now and they're hearing the monster above them. It's like, obviously this movie's brutal because these 2 kids die, don't they? Oh, we're back to daylight.
Do they die?
Yeah, they get killed by the Kafoga.
Oh shit!
I think they do, or one of them does. Oh man, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but I swear they do. Oh no, because that's why the police are called. Because they're sitting there, aren't they? Sorry.
The witnesses.
False memory there. Excuse me, I'm talking out my butt.
It just rips the kids to shreds.
I thought they died. Maybe it's just my childhood memory of this, even though I've seen it.
I wasn't sure.
Since.
I was like, did they die? I couldn't remember.
Well, no, yeah, because I can remember when I watched this last, like, what was it, a couple of years ago, I was like, oh yeah, they don't die. No, I've completely forgotten that I learned that they didn't die. No, what I was going to say was, like, what I really appreciate about this is because, you know, if they were to remake this, they would totally show the transformation more between human and Kafoga, whereas in this, like, they leave it completely up to your imagination. Like, when the hand grabs Joffrey's leg under the door, the guard's leg under the door, there's the kids. You can see that it's like a different type of hand compared to what it looks like later. It's a very brief shot.
It's more handy than footy, isn't it?
More human. So it's like they just leave it to your imagination, which I think is the best way of doing this.
It works in its favour, yeah. Now we could get like a CGI, like you say, transformation, and it would just be terrible.
Yeah.
Like the Thing remake.
Oh my god. Oh, we should do that. That's a good one.
That'd be a funny one.
Don't do the classic that we all love. Do the one that no one praises.
I seem to remember the fake head that they use is really realistic, but I could be wrong.
No, yeah, I remember it looking quite realistic.
There's the brain.
See, I remember the back of the VHS box set showed this shot where there's like, oh, look at that. She's just running in further. Ah! And she runs up to the body screaming.
Yeah.
Ah! Oh yeah, Tom Sizemore's character, Deguster, is like obsessed with superstition, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
Like, don't step over the bodies. It's bad luck. I guess that was their like attempt at adding like a sort of, I guess, Ian Malcolm type character in this, where they have someone who's skeptical about everything and questioning everything and worrying it's chaos theory, but in this it's like whether it's lady luck or the lack of.
Yeah, because you'd expect, like, normally they'd make him really, like, straight talking and no nonsense and, like, I don't believe in it. But I like that they've kind of given him, like, a monk, like, neurotic kind of element.
Yeah. Oh, there's the child. Oh, no, wait.
I was like, what? God, she's a minute. She's just tiny, isn't she?
I know, she's so adorable.
But despite her small stature, she's very commanding, isn't she? She's like,
Yeah, well, didn't they base... I could be completely wrong here, but didn't they base that
I know what you're
character
gonna
from
say.
Incredibles on
Yeah,
her?
I think they did. Yeah,
She doesn't voice that character, does she?
I don't think so. I think she.
Do you know what? I'm going to look that up because...
I think she might have. Yeah, I think she's. I think she still might be alive. I'm not sure.
Let's have a look. No, I'm not seeing her. That's also what I like about this movie is it's not cheesy. Like, everyone plays it straight.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's rare. That's rare. I mean, we did the commentary for Deep Blue Sea, and that was, what, 4 years after this? This was 96, or 3 years after this, and it's like, not saying that all movies are the same in the 90s, but monster movies, this was like just part of that whole, this definitely got greenlit because of the success of Jurassic Park. Like, they got Stan Winston in, Frank Marshall. They're like, okay, we need to like make monster movies because they're really in right now. And so they were taking it seriously. And then by the time you get to 1999, where you got Deep Blue Sea, it's like the film is good, but you have got like the rap song at the end, and
Yeah.
Same with Godzilla '98. Yeah.
Cracking jokes.
We my bird. I think it was Gene Sincere who did the voice of the character from Incredibles.
Right.
I'm just double checking that.
What's she called? Adina, something like that. Adina Menzel.
Yeah.
Let's take
let's have a look.
I can't remember what she's called.
Mrs. Hodgkinson.
Oh, I don't know.
You know what? I don't know why I can't find this information. Yeah, and here's the set where there's like the labs underneath the...
Yeah, it's cool that. That must have been a real part of the museum then, I guess. How was it built for the set, like for the film?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, it might actually
like
be.
The racks that go up and down.
Oh no, yeah, Edna E. Mode.
That's right, yeah. I thought it was Adina Menzel. I think the Cthulhu's got Mike.
Well, the old man. Oh, Mike Thumb.
Mike, yeah.
I have no idea. Maybe his mic's cut out or something. He can hear us, but he's just like, no. No, it's saying nothing to this old lady on there. Do you remember the giant bug in this as well?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, where do they come from? Do they just get mutated as well or something?
Yeah, they eat one of the berries. They were like in the
Oh,
thing.
that's right. Oh, the what's it called? Massication or something?
Yeah.
When they put the bones in and they clean all the bones.
Yeah, Mike's dropped out.
Oh, shit.
He'll be back. And in greater numbers. Just looking up Linda Hunt. This is taking me too long to do. He was in Solo. Oh my god. Yeah, when they go through the whole autopsy sequence here. You can see how like Tom Sizemore's character's like folding his arms and standing away like, ugh, he doesn't like it.
Spontaneous dehiscence. I don't know what the hell that is.
The head looks really good.
It does, yeah.
You know that actor died, didn't he? The guy who played Joffrey. What if this is his like actual corpse? Like, this is how he died.
He donated it to the film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
There you are.
Here
You're
he's
back.
There we go. No, what the hell
We
keeps
thought-
going on with my blue Yeti? I really no idea.
Oh, we were worried you got relicked.
I was talking away and so much information, and it's just like, oh, for God's sake.
That's right.
As I was saying, yes, that basement level is exactly what would have been used in the Natural Museum, because I went down to London Natural History Museum, and their spirit section isn't too dissimilar from theirs. So that would have been an actual
spirit
part of the
section,
museum.
right?
Ooh, is that where they keep the ghosts?
That's what I thought. They had a
In
tour called the
jars.
Spirits Tours, and it's like, oh, this sounds interesting. But it's about ghosts, about Darwin, like chasing people down the hallways. No, it's just about a bunch of fish in jars.
Linda Hunt didn't do the voice of the old lady in Incredibles. She only did voice work for Pocahontas.
Was it voiced by Brad Bird?
Yes, that's what I read.
Yes, I thought it was. Yes. He is dying.
That's yeah.
I just love the whole like sciencey aspect of this. Working in the lab at night. Little DNA.
It's quite like it feels like a realistic sort of depiction of that. Like it's not too hawky, is it? Like compared to some films.
No, there's no like little fish logos on the screen or anything. Oh yeah, here goes the bug. Look, you can see it crawling into the leaves.
Oh yeah. So it's almost kind of got like an alien kind of vibe where it's like it mutates its host into something different.
Yeah.
That's actually, yeah.
Like what if you gave those little things to a spider? That'd be fucking scary.
Oh man, you got to listen to that Alien Free video I posted in the chat. The one where they took the William Gibson script and they made a comic book of it and got the voice, did an audiobook for Amazon for it. Michael Biehn and Lance Hendrickson's back as Bishop and Hicks. It's interesting. I can see why they didn't go for it. But it is like watching an Alien film, like a what if we actually got this as Alien Free. I would have enjoyed it anyway. Oh yeah, this is the bit where she hears something clanking around in there, and then it's all like spooky.
I look at that mouth entrance, and you know what it reminds me of? The mouth entrance in Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah. Well, is there one in Son of Kong as well? Similar to that.
Yes, there's an open mouth statue in Son of Kong. Yeah, has a very similar vibe to it.
It also reminds me.
Why would there be an exhibition about superstition in like a natural history museum?
Because my guess is, I know what you mean. It's like it should be in like. It'd probably make more sense in like a science museum. Funny enough,
science museum, with how the mind works. I guess it's an extension of the natural world. I guess the body, but then again, in a lot of American museums, they do put like archaeological stuff done in the natural history museums. Like we don't, but
yeah, we have a bit about like human evolution.
Yeah, and like the nervous system, and they've got in London they've got a fucking spinal column, haven't they, and brain and stuff.
Mm. Oh, the one in Son of Kong is like a big Aztec-looking face or Eastern-looking face with like two fangs.
Mm.
But yeah, no, I know the
Don't
one
get
from
the,
Sinbad you're talking about as well.
Yeah.
It also reminds me of
Opens a massive
the
gate.
was it Nightmare on Elm Street 6, like this Hell Gate or something? They've got these like faces with things on it. It's something ridiculous. You hear it's breathing. It's like.
The one thing I like about this creature is that they use its presence with just the breathing alone. It's kind of like the theme with Jaws with the John Williams score. It's like you know the shark's around when you hear that score.
Yeah, it's like this is one of the best monster movies, I think, just purely because it really, really feels like a monster movie.
Mm. I don't think this film gets enough praise for what it is, really. It really doesn't.
We got our I don't know, I guess Tom Sizemore is one of the leads, but she's like the main lead. Oh, this is where she thinks it comes into the bathroom, right? And then it's someone else. I think it's like a fake out.
Yeah, it's like a janitor with asthma or something like that.
Yeah, it's an old guy, isn't it?
And the subtitles just said mouthing. It said wheezing, mouthing, and now running water.
Oh, it's some old one. She's like, oh, thank God, I thought she had the coronavirus. God, it's not even funny to make jokes about that now. It's just so like, ugh.
Well, we get to do shit like this. Hang on, I've just realised we've had 3 shots of daytime. My memory is bad with this. They've got a really big opening for this little superstition exhibition.
Yeah, it took 7. She just said it took 7 months planning. All they did was stand up a few sets of ladders, smash a couple of mirrors.
Import some mummies.
I remember when I worked at that museum, there was so much of that went on, like debates over where you put one like plate versus over this side. It was like, oh my God, no one could decide on anything.
It's also a little bit like Jaws, isn't it? Because you've got the chief, and the mayor wants to keep the museum thing going, even though there's been a murder. They don't know exactly what it is.
That Linda Hunt you could say, is almost a bit like Claire in Jurassic World. You know, she's just trying to get on with the show. We'd never reopen, she's saying. No, I'm only joking.
Like Claire, if you're looking through the wrong end of a binocular. Remember this bit scaring me as a kid watching it at night when they go down with the dogs. Oh no, that's in a minute, isn't it? I think they take the dogs down.
Yeah. I think I definitely jumped at this bit though. It was definitely one of the more intense moments of the film.
Because this is the homeless man bit, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's the fake out of he's the one that did it all.
Oh yeah, they think he's the murderer, don't
they? He's like a giant homeless man.
Chris's blood.
Now, confused about why the footprint looked like that. And it wasn't until probably about maybe a couple of years ago that I found out how geckos' feet are patterned with strips of microcells and everything. And that's why it can crawl up the walls. I just thought that it had like suckers or something, but it's the way it has gecko-like feet.
That's the thing with this film. There's loads of like little tiny hints to how it all works. It's just it doesn't shove it down your throat.
Yeah, I've never noticed that. I just thought it looked like because it looks a bit like a tread of a boot or something, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
But that's cool because it's yeah. The creature's like an amalgamation, isn't it, of all different stuff.
Mm.
Like it's got big ant pincers and so whatever.
Oh yeah, here you see some more of the transformation a little bit, but just only the tiniest.
That's Alien.
Hmm.
And I think we get our first CGI shot here, but it's too dark to even see it, but it works.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Like
love
if
that basement.
Yeah.
Or sewers, should I say.
It's got a bit of a kind of Phantom of the Opera vibe, hasn't it? Like the catacombs and the
Yeah.
waterways underneath the opera house.
She just starts singing. Ah, sing for me. But the relic screams out. His pincers. Sing for me.
It's got a little white mask on covering its side of its face. I wonder what. That's a weird thought I've just had. Imagine Lon Chaney like watching these films. I bet he'd have his mind blown.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What you mean like the man with 1,000 faces or his son?
The Man with 1,000 Faces. Well, either of them.
Just be like, watch this
Just
film. And he's
imagine
like, what is
they'd make
this?
of it.
Relic?
Yeah.
Like, watch this. He'd be amazed by even the box. Like, what is this?
Yeah, that's true.
Before you even get
sound.
into the film, he'd be like, what is this? What do you
colour.
mean plastic? Colour?
The colour. I'm seeing colour.
Sound? What are these lines here? Well, that's a barcode. Oh, okay.
Look at this tiny woman. I've never seen such a tiny woman.
I once
You
saw
mean motion capture.
I like the old man's little cardie. Little blue cardie.
He looks snug.
Well, I've seen him in before. He looks familiar.
Yeah, he does, doesn't
Where's
he?
he gone? James Whitmore. What's he been in?
Is he-
Oh, he was in Shawshank Redemption.
That's it, yeah. He's the old guy who hangs himself, yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Well, there's been another 50s B movies. Let's have a know there.
I bet he's been in Twilight Zone.
Yeah, more than likely.
'50s, 1970s.
What does a superstitious police officer want with an old fossil like me? The book is very much a lot like to do with the detective work. But I think it's
from the detective's point of view on it, or is it sort of similar to
no.
what we've seen
From what I
films did?
remember, I could be wrong. I don't. I think what I remember. Let me just see. I think it's basically told completely from the museum's perspective.
Okay.
I don't. Oh no, yeah, DeGosta's in it. Sorry, there is the detective in it. But I think it's more set like in the museum for the most part. But bear in mind, I read that like must be going on 10 years ago now. So my memory of it is. I might actually listen to the audiobook. But yeah, it's well worth checking out. If you like reading Jurassic Park and Crichton books, it's definitely worth getting and reading.
I'll see if I can find the audiobook for it. I can listen to it while I'm working.
I
have to say, the lighting on this version of the film that we're watching is so much better than the VHS TV copy that I had a couple of years ago. It's like all these so-called dark scenes are so much brighter now.
Yeah, exactly. I remember all this scene being like almost unwatchable.
Oh, he fucking shoots the guy. Bloody hell.
And just takes him out.
Although he did lunge wildly at him, so from the dark.
Very convenient screechy creature sounds as well. So I'm all up for a fake out on something like that, but it's when you get a clearly human character making creature sounds coming out of the gob. It's like, yeah, you've lost me there.
I was a convicted rapist and a potential murderer, so there you go. Justice is served, and he came out with an axe. Here comes the render cup. Now, I noticed that they keep showing that lady. I know we're past it now, but there's a lady like making the Kofoga statue, isn't there? It's like if the film's all about superstition, it's like it's all like tied in that she's making this Kofoga, and when that gets shown off, it's like then the monster appears. It's like the timing of everything is like very suspicious.
Starting a hypothalamus collection.
We're like perfectly synced up. I like the BBC and DVDs are like.
Yeah.
It's the fast British brain because they speed up all our entertainment compared to the Americans. We've never realised that we've been watching movies, like every movie in America. Why is this 2 hours long, and in America it's like 4 hours long. So yeah, they've.
One thing I never got that. How would he have gotten the medallion from the guy on the boat?
I was just about to say it might have been that the monster dropped it somewhere and then he found it and took it back to his little hole. That's the only way I could think that he has it. But they don't really explain it, I don't think. I love the mayor. You see my wife's cleavage? It's been in the papers.
Oh, yeah.
That cleavage got me elected. It's like, all right, mate.
Mayor Quimby.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah. He so is. He really is.
But even though, like, he's saying things that, like, you can imagine are quite cheesy, it's like the way the film is framed and lit and everything, it just fits.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there are certain politicians out there today that aren't too far from this fella.
Yeah.
It's true.
My wife, cleavage. Have you seen a chief?
Get a good look at it.
Take a photo, post it on the internet. I don't care.
I'm getting my cleavage next week. Can't wait. The mayor's got one of my favourite mayors in any movie is Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Have you ever seen that movie?
Once, but I've not seen it for years.
Oh god, it's one of the funniest animated films I've ever seen. But the mayor in that film, he's like constantly talking about, the premise of the movie, right? Yeah. Some stupid kid scientist makes a machine that makes the weather turn into starts raining food. But like at the beginning of the film, the mayor is constantly talking about how he just wants to be big. Like he's like, I just want to be so big. I want to be too big to handle. And he just constantly is talking about that. And then it comes to the point later on in the film when this food is raining out of the sky. He's eating, and you realise that he wasn't talking about being big in power. He just wants to be like physically really overweight. And you're like, why? Why does he want that? And like by the end of the film, he's just this mass ball. And you're like, oh my god. Like he's achieved his dream. Oh look, she just splattered the big bug.
I think that was probably one of my least favourite effects in this film. It very much looked like a wind-up toy.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
One of those little wooden ones that you open and the legs like go...
Yeah.
Or one of those like little wooden clam shell things you open. There's a little bug in there with his legs wriggling.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Oh, did you mean one of those?
Yeah. think I've still got one of them somewhere.
It's quite
It's a shame we didn't
alien.
get a proper good look at it, really, because it'd be interesting to see whether the traits that the Kathoga have actually transfer to all creatures that ingest this stuff.
Yeah, they could have done a little bit more like backstory through that.
Yeah.
I do like though that we have an alien type moment where she's like looking at the remains, and like Ash with the face hugger.
Yeah. I love that scene. I love all the scenes in Alien, but that one's so good.
Wait, I think Yaroslav has just messaged in the group that he's never seen Relic, or is he talking about Virus?
What?
Oh, he's talking about Virus. See, that's the thing. It's like I was saying, these are the sort of films that I found on TV at like 2 a.m. So it's like it's making me so like amazed that there's people who haven't seen these movies yet. It's like, oh, they're going to experience it. Like Bam Sam the other night, who watched Ghost in the Darkness for the first time, and he was like, even though he said he gives it a 7 out of 10, he has said that he's like he enjoyed it. Like, and he can see why we love it. It's like, yeah, exactly. I think I might plan to do Hulk tomorrow.
And the first one.
Yeah, the Ang Lee movie.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth doing. It's like, look at this office. Like, she's in the office doing work. Look how freaking dark it is. Like, turn some lights on.
Put that big floodlight in her office.
Yeah, exactly.
We need to conserve our energy.
But even the floodlights aren't doing shit. Like, come on.
Nah.
That's a cool shot.
There'd be like emergency lights or something in those corridors that would be on at all times.
Yeah, like fire exit lights.
Yeah.
That's what me and Ross, whenever we joke, we always talk about Alien. We like joke about the fact that like whenever anything goes wrong in an Alien movie, all the lights go out, strobe lights come on, smoke starts pouring out of every crevice, like papers just start flying everywhere, alarms are flaring. It's like, you'd think in the event of an emergency, you'd want all the lights on, pointing to the exits.
Yeah.
But it just does the complete opposite. It's like, I watched the film, what was it called? It was like a bacteria film on Mars with Livy Schreiber in it. I can't remember what it was called now. But like, there's an egregious scene of that in that film where someone presses a button on the wall because there's an outbreak, and as soon as they press that button, it's exactly that. Like, all the lights go out, it goes, it's like, why did you even press that button? I'll have to find the clip of it and send it in the Jurassic chat because it's so funny.
It's like, isn't there a Simpsons joke where it's like they press the alarm and it's like just shouts "remain calm" like really loud. Remain calm.
Like this, like what I'm saying.
Working in that light is not going to be good for.
I know, right? There, it's like, look at this office.
I think they're overdue a visit from the Hammond's butler. Get him in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Light the place up.
Yeah, switch butlers. Get this old man in Hammond's place.
You know who he kind of reminds me of, actually? Do you remember the butler in the old Tomb Raider games?
Oh, yeah.
I never played them.
In the face. I never really played them. I only think I played like a demo version, but I just remember Jeeves or whatever the butler's called just walking around like farting and mumbling away to himself. He had a face very similar to that old guy. It's just like every time I look at him, I just imagine him with the tray going.
Locking them in the freezer. That's the classic Tomb Raider gag. You've got to lock the butler in the freezer.
So she just talked to the old man about how like the plants are infected and like it's like a virus, and then they're like, well, why? And they're talking about enzymes and proteins and all this sort of stuff. It's like they do go into it quite a bit in this movie.
Mm.
They don't just go, he ate these berries and he turned into a monster.
Yeah. Like they could have just done that, couldn't they? They could have just found the berries and then that was it.
just as a random thought, and it's something that I've only just thought now. If these plants are being cultivated somewhere, they must be cultivated in an environment that has no animal that's going to feast on them. Otherwise, this whole area where they're being made will be running with Cathoga hybrids everywhere.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's like,
well, maybe
it's only just dawned on me now.
Well, it could be. I don't think they ever explain where the virus originates.
I think they do now.
There's like, I think that they, it's basically left to the imagination. Like, could this virus just have arrived? Is it an alien virus? We don't know. It's like they just never explain it. But you're right. If it was like a natural thing, it's like, you know, the virus would be, or there'd be giant Cathoga like monsters running everywhere. By the way, Yaroslav has just messaged to say he has never seen Relic. What? Yaroslav!
Oh my god.
Shame on you. Oh my god. He's never seen this movie.
From the start. Yeah, that's...
I'm going to message saying he needs to watch this ASAP.
I wonder if that's actually true. I wonder if all those hormones that are there are actually produced by the hypothalamus.
I'm going to ask if it's on BBC On Demand in the US, because I know BBC has a presence over there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it should do, yeah.
I can't believe he hasn't seen this. This is like, that's criminal. Yaroslav, shame on you.
But this is what I mean, though. It's like this film, considering how late in the 90s it came out, it should be quite prominent in monster fans around the world.
I think this is like a quintessential monster movie. Yeah.
It's like this to me is like up there with Jurassic Park and Independence Day and all the rest of it. But yeah,
I think this is above Independence Day in terms of quality. I think.
Oh, in terms of quality, yeah. But in terms of like people who would have seen it, it's like Independence Day, Jurassic Park. That's the sort of level it should be at. But
yeah, it came out in '96, so it was like a year before The Lost World was out.
In fact, it was the same year as Independence Day, wasn't it? That was
1996,
yeah. So yeah, it should have been. Yeah. I wonder what the marketing was like for this.
Yeah, I don't remember. I only remember seeing it on VHS in the video store, and then obviously catching it on TV like a year later or so.
I would just see it on TV back in the day.
I don't remember hearing anything about it.
Apart from one TV spot, that's the only thing I remember seeing for it. Oh, that's right. Yeah, he doesn't want her to get the grant, so he locks her in effectively. I remember now.
What, the old man?
Yeah. So the
I forget
the
this.
professor. He wants access to all the grants in the lobby.
Yeah.
So he tells the security that there's no one else back in the museum, aka these two, and security start locking down the rest of the building.
Oh, what
he wants to get to he wants to get to the rich guy first to get the grant before she can.
Oh, right, yeah, I forgot.
He's a slimy little bastard.
Oh, that makes more sense.
His tiny Asian elephants.
Yeah. Look at this shot of Tom Sizemore. Like, you can't even see his face. Like, actors today, they wouldn't do this. They've got like X amount of things they have to, facial time they have to get on screen. Whereas Tom Sizemore, he's like, nah, fuck it, I'll walk around like a silhouette in the dark. Weird how like this film is incredibly dark, but it's still better than AVPR in trying to see what's going on. In the second Alien vs Predator film.
Reminds me of now. Do you ever see a film called Alligator?
Yes.
These sewer scenes remind me a lot of that, and I don't know if it's because it's the flashlights down the long pipelines or whether it's people going in the sewers. I don't know what it is, but it reminds me a lot of that right now.
Yeah. Is that the film where the alligator attacks a wedding?
Yes.
Yeah.
Eats a small boy in a swimming pool as well.
Yeah. Oh,
That's a fun film.
this is the scene that really scared me as a kid. Like, you hear the dogs all running off, and one of them gets killed, and then
Oh, yeah.
God, that shot would be loud in there. I can burst their eardrums.
Mm.
Hollywood magic for you.
And here we go. This is it. This is where it all kicks off.
This is quite Alien 3 as well, isn't it?
Mm.
It's just missing the point of view shot going over the walls and the ceiling.
I do like that big statue. A big face. I do love that entrance to that thing. I'd love to get around that superstition thing.
Exhibition to see, wouldn't it?
Oh, look at the dog. It's so scared.
Oh.
Oh.
I know, it looks so
good
sad.
acting. But I hope it's acting.
It's funny how it leaves the dog alone. After killing one dog.
I was always curious about how much of the original host's memory was still intact.
Yeah.
Because I'm guessing that the dog that it killed was probably attacking him, but then for it to not bother with that dog almost makes me feel like that might be a human trait.
Yeah.
Like it spared it because there's a bit of his humanity still there or something. And he was like, oh, it's scared.
Yeah, I think there's a bit later on towards the end of this film where there's like a hint of that when she's talking to it in the lab. And it gets a bit like sexual with her.
Okay.
You'll see what I mean when we get to it. It's not it's not anything like untoward. It's not like the scene in Evil Dead where like the trees start raping people. It's not like that. I ordered Alien Resurrection and the first AVP on DVD ready for these because obviously my Blu-ray player's missing in action right now. So yeah, we've got those coming up.
Special edition.
I haven't ordered AVP 2 because I don't think I can quite stomach that. But
oh God no. God no.
But the first one I'll watch just for a laugh.
Yeah, they make the first one's like a masterpiece compared to AVP.
Damn straight it is.
I thought it was funny how we both figured out that we were watching like the same pirate copy, like the one that starts black and white.
Yeah,
of AVP.
It done the rounds.
Watched the film, it was
God, that was back in the day. I felt so bad because that Hulk and that were my first pirated movies I'd ever seen, and I felt so bad because I was like, I feel like I'm doing something really wrong.
I think my dad brought home, it was a hell of a double bill, and they were both pirate copies, VHS. Remember the Frankie Muniz film, Big Fat Liar, and also the same year, I think Steve Irwin and his family like had a movie.
Yeah, Crocodile Hunter.
And it's just Crocodile Hunter, and it was those two. And that Big Fat Lie was shit, and Crocodile Hunter was like amazing.
Oh, that film's weird to watch now.
Yeah,
because it's just like it's nuts. That film is just crazy. It's a good laugh. So it's funny that all these people, they're like going into this superstitious exhibition. They're like, oh yeah, this is all about superstition. The first thing you do is walk under a ladder and all this sort of stuff, and then and then a monster comes out and starts eating everyone. They're like, ah! Like you'd go home if you survived that, and you'd be like, yeah, I believe in every superstition now. Like Jesus,
Yeah.
become a manic introvert.
Do you actually worry about any of that superstitious stuff?
Not particularly, no.
Not the modern superstitions, at least, anyway, like the black cat paths and things like that.
I do touch wood, as they say, like when they go touch wood.
Well, that's a pagan thing, don't you?
I guess so. I didn't know the history of it. I was just like, I just look at it as like just silly thing to do when you want to feel better about yourself.
When you had the Germanic tribes and everything before Rome invaded, one of the things that people used to do for good luck was touch wood, because it was something that was always around. So that's lasted till the modern era, which is good.
And I guess that's like touching the natural world or touching like the past, essentially.
Yeah.
The idea behind
Something
it.
that feels satisfying about it.
But if you don't have wood around, you touch your head. That's the
classic.
Yeah.
So like walking under a ladder and stepping on the cracks and all that, fuck that. That's just bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, the ladders thing is just a safety thing, really, isn't it? In case someone drops a bucket on your head or something.
Yeah, that's
true. Common sense. Was the crack thing? It's like maybe if there's like a hole under the pavement or something, but I don't really pay much attention to that one.
I like that they're stampeding through this museum so much. The museum thinks there's an earthquake happening. That's what they just said. They went, "We're having an earthquake." Like,
how can a place have an earthquake and you not feel it?
Well, no, that's why they're confused, because they're like, because they're confused.
That guard, that security guard's Richie.
Right. I see what you mean now. Right.
Yeah.
Richie Aprile from Sopranos.
All the lights are going out. Classic Relic. Lights. Get rid of them lights. This even looks like aliens here. Yeah. The red light.
Yeah, I do like that introductory little scene when all the blood's like just dripping on people and they don't notice.
And the body like falls on those spikes.
Oh, yeah.
Which was a really good idea for them to hide the CG creature as well, to start using water sprinklers on everything so you could hide that glossy textures and stuff.
But yeah, the two guys were confused because they're like, why is the museum shutting down and saying we're having an earthquake? Because they obviously couldn't feel anything. But it's the amount of people that are stampeding out.
Oh, she gets like squashed in.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, isn't there a woman here that gets crushed to death at the doors?
Yeah, she just got crushed on the doors.
There we go. Oh, God.
This is chaos. They're all fucking trampling everyone.
You see Alan Grant running out because he was looking to get a grant somewhere. He's like, and he's like pickpocketing as he's going.
Ellie, the museum, Ellie.
Doesn't a guy get crushed by the door here?
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah.
Oh no, it might be the chair.
Throw under. Oh no, it was the chair.
See, if you were the woman who put on that exhibition, you'd be sitting there thinking, okay, what have I done? Which one have I upset? Or is it all of them? Is it you, Kafoga? Is it you, Mummy? Is it you, Broken Mirror? What about you, ladder? She grabs the ladder. What about you? Talk, you piece of shit.
What's the poster they've got in the back there? I can't quite read it.
Didn't see.
What was this? Sorry.
Just noticed it was. Oh, there we go. Damn it, too quick. Poster in the background. It looked like a Universal Monsters poster, but I couldn't quite
They were
tell.
watching an old movie in their thing, and I couldn't see which one it was. It might have been one of the old Universal Monster movies.
It's funny to me that the last film we watched had in Deep Blue Sea. It had the woman who played Janine Soprano, and in this one you've got the woman who the guy who played Janine Soprano's husband, Richie Aprile, who's that security guard. What are the chances?
Oh, this is because it trashed the power, didn't it? And then he goes and talks to that guy, and his head falls off. Oh god.
Whoa.
That was very Burke in Aliens.
I was just going to say, yeah, that's him. He looks up at it, yeah.
Same shot.
There's definitely shots in here that have been heavily inspired by Alien and
Oh yeah,
other films.
Well, now it's like turned into a disaster film, hasn't it?
See, I always get the director of this confused with the guy who did Predator 2. I don't know why, but Stephen Hopkins did Ghost in the Darkness and Predator 2, I think. And
this is Peter Hyams, isn't it?
Yeah, he did End of Days is the film that I always, whenever I watch that, I'm like, that's this guy, because this film even looks a little bit like The Relic.
Classics such as End of Days and Time Cop.
Yeah, this is probably his best movie. Relic is
definitely.
What do you think about End of Days?
I like it.
Yeah,
I find it good fun.
Quite a lot I like about it as well.
You're a fucking choir boy compared to me. A choir boy.
That's the great line.
He says that to the devil himself.
A choir boy. But he gives it its all. He gives it his all. Does Arnie? And that's also Stan Winston as well, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah.
Although they replaced it with like CGI, but.
Well, they must have continued their relationship after this. He's like, Stan, I got another idea. He's like, what's that? Well, I want you to make the devil. And Stan's like, yeah, all right, yeah, definitely, I'm doing that. I do like the geography of this museum as well, like how Degusta's now in that security room, which we just saw, got ransacked, because it makes you think, like, where is the monster now? I actually think this might even be the best film that utilizes that, because we know they're up in the museum, we know he's in the security room.
Yeah.
Whereas in, like, other films which are even better than this, like Alien, it's like you never quite get the sense of like where the alien could be necessarily, because it's always like off in some distant place. Whereas in this, like you know it's just in that room, so it's like, oh god, like where is it now? This must have been horrible to shoot.
I learned recently that actors tend to not ask for the water shots to be heated, so the chances are that this is actually cold water that's raining down on them.
Yeah,
that must be an absolute bloody nightmare.
Yeah, it said on the Wikipedia that Tom Sizemore said that he spent like half the film soaking wet and he got like the flu.
He got the COVID.
The cathogated.
She just said, bullshit, Tom, you're fired. And it's like, in any other, like in a Roland Emmerich film, that would be, you know, you're fired, and there'd be some quip about it afterwards. And this is just like, yeah, you're fired. He's like, you're fired. What, me? I'm fired? Oh, okay. Well, I quit. Whatever he does at the end of that film.
Give him the thumbs down.
Yeah, the thumbs down. He does the same thing in Independence Day, doesn't he? With the there's that guy who gets fired, and then he goes and sits in that meditation group or whatever.
That's right. Yeah.
Or the
I'm not
religious
too
group.
sure. No one's perfect.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
It's learned to open doors.
Mm.
He just shoots the old man.
Here comes the monster. Yeah, this is where we get our like first proper look at it, don't we?
Hey, that looked pretty good as well. That CG of it jumping.
That's another thing I remember from the back of the box is her screaming. It was like a production still of her screaming with like these marks coming through the door.
Mm.
When I was a kid, I was like, what is this movie about? I had no idea. It's like when I was really young. Must have been like 7 or 8, maybe or 7 around this time. I'm going to look up the Relic VHS cover. See if I can find it. Oh yeah, because it had that weird.
That door in.
Oh, I found the exact one.
Down the poster.
Oh, it's not in high quality. The Relic. There's another 90s film that I really like that I wouldn't mind doing a commentary for at some point is Candyman.
I've just seen the first one. I've only seen the second one.
Oh, the first one is like a masterpiece. It's so good.
I do need to watch it. It's been on my kind of radar to watch for years, and I've just never had the opportunity time.
It's a really well-made horror film.
Because they've got a remake or something coming out soon.
Yeah, it just looks like garbage.
Yeah, most ones tend to do.
They start putting songs in the trailer. You're like, yeah, okay. Can't remember the song they used in the trailer. It was like almost like Gangster Paradise or something.
It's probably going to be something like that, won't it?
Gangster's Paradise.
It's not Candyman, is it? The Candyman can.
Yeah. Good. Well, that'd have been creepy. They have it on an old radio.
Let's get Willy Wonka and Chocolate Factory.
Yeah. Let me have a look. Oh, that's tiny. I can use that one. That's another thing about this film is like the scale of this film, even though it's like mostly set in like these confined museum stuff, it feels like it's got a lot of money spent on it because you've got like that huge ship at the beginning. You've got all the police, these helicopters. I wonder if it was shot on location.
At the museum it was, yeah.
Oh yeah, because you said like they used the basements. I wonder how much it was closed that amount of time. Film The Relic.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to think of that because I must admit, during some of the shots where you got quite a wide open space, it felt like it was proper vacant. Considering that they're only working on a small portion of it, they would close parts of the museum down, but not completely isolate an entire room.
Yeah. I just posted in the chat on Discord the VHS cover that I remember as a kid. That was the first thing I ever saw of this film. And you can see on the back, you can see the headless corpse of the cop and the blood on the walls. And you can also see the girl screaming with the thing breaking through the door. Yeah. And that was where I was like, what is this film about? And then seeing it on TV, when I saw the guy going into the bathroom, I was like, what is this? And then I thought, hang on a second, is this that film I saw when I was a kid?
You know, something, thinking about it, I've just realised that stone face that they use on that cover isn't
No,
anywhere in this
it's
film.
not, is it?
No.
No, it's not even closely similar to the statue or the entrance to the exhibition or anything.
Yeah.
I like the tagline, "Some things are best left undiscovered."
Yeah,
Pretty
exactly.
cool.
See, if they did
Although
the original. What was that?
I wouldn't have put from the director of Time Cop on there, personally.
Does say from the producers of Aliens, though.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, here you go. That guy's getting his head bitten off.
Oof. Yeah, those big pincer mandals.
Yeah, it's like the Predator's head on like a jaguar crocodile body or something.
Absolutely love the design for this thing.
It's a
Do you
beast.
want to hear a funny story from when I was a kid? I had this rubber crocodile, and I also had this Kenner Predator action figure, and I loved this film so much when I first saw it, and I was obsessed with it that I actually ripped the head of my Predator figure off, cut the head off my crocodile toy, and I shoved, because the rubber crocodile toy was hollow, I shoved the head of the Predator because it's like into it, and I made my own Kofoga.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Nice.
Oh, that
I used to
CGI
do
is
that a
good.
lot. Yeah, it didn't look good.
Really good.
Because when you think about, like, Deep Blue Sea was how many years after this? And it's just a shark.
Yeah.
Like, and it looks like terrible in some shots.
Yeah,
And that looked amazing, and it's like this beast with all different textures and hair.
Well, the thing is, I don't know. I can't remember who did the effects for this. But
Who did the CG for this at all? You know, thinking about it.
Visual effects by
All I know is the actual
VFX. It's VIFX. That's the company name. Oh, there goes Elliot
what
Wu.
they've done.
They used one of them really canned screams. It wasn't the Wilhelm, but it was like the second one that everyone used.
Yeah. So it's got tiger, stag beetle, and a gecko in it.
It can camouflage.
Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like the tagline of this film is "Some things are best left undiscovered." It's like that would have been the tagline for Jurassic Park 4 if they went with the Amanda Silver and Rick Jaffa script, because that was the Malleosaurus that was dug out of the ground and, you know, was this unknown dinosaur. So look at that. There you go, kids. Connective tissue right there.
I don't know if you two are aware, the animatronic in this is actually a guy in a suit. And when they were designing the creature concepts, Crash McCreary at Stan Winston Studios didn't ever consider the human proportions for this creature. So when they actually built the suit and had the suit performer do the test run with it, he said it was the most uncomfortable thing he's ever had to do because everything about it is just basically overstretching
Everything's
the human
wrong.
anatomy. Yeah, it's like I mean, it works beautifully for what it is, but yeah, I can imagine as a suit performer that being an absolute bloody nightmare.
Oh, that shot of it jumping through the air and snagging that guy is amazing.
Oh god, yeah. I think this is probably my favourite scene in the whole film, actually.
Yeah, it's really good.
SWAT team massacre.
So you could have called this film Night at the Museum and that would have worked. Oh, this is the bit where the guy runs, doesn't he? And it's like, it's like the Eddie Carr moment.
That's great. Oh, that's like one solid shot.
They had to CGI that body, right?
Yeah.
Like for the time, and you think that this is before Lost World and stuff. Works really well.
Yeah, it's a really solid effects in this. Though it does stick out a little bit too much there, I think.
Yeah, when it looks over the edge into the light.
Yeah.
They should have used the animatronic for that.
Yeah.
guy always reminds me of like O.J. Simpson. Like he looks like O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
No.
That was a very dramatic scream.
Yeah. No. Now what? Or
Best man.
What got me about that scene is when I was younger, and that might be, aside from like some of the how dark this shot is, it's like, why didn't the creature leave out of the window at that point? I guess because it knew the SWAT teams were there. But like, there's a big gaping hole in the museum now where it could just get out. So like, what I mean is like, for the rest of the film, we don't see any other like attempts by the police and that to get in or anything. It's like it could just leave.
Maybe that's part of the human.
Yeah, that's
human
what
stuff. Like it wants to stay behind shit.
Yeah, or it like knows that if it goes out there, it's just gonna get shot up.
Yeah.
But it's like it's instantly there where the guy's like, no, as his friend's cut in half, and it's instantly with that old man. So there's a bit of a jarring cut there.
Yeah.
It's almost like you could imagine it as like just bit that guy in half, and then it's like, yeah, I better get out of here because there's SWAT teams and God knows what else.
That scene where it actually bites the guy in half does remind me of another shot in Alligator as well, where it does the same thing. The diver comes up and it bites the guy in half. That's the thing, do it in Lake Placid as well.
God, Lake Placid, I haven't seen that in so long.
Oh, yeah. That was a memory and a half.
Yeah, I must have, last time I watched that film, I must have been like 16, maybe even younger.
Quite a few years since I last watched it.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Maybe that'd be another one for a commentary one day.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, it got the old man.
It's a shame it got him, really. You get the feeling that guy and the professor, before he turned into this creature, would have been really good friends.
Yeah. Do you think J.A. Bayona is a fan of this movie? Because this
Probably.
is reminding me.
A lot of films.
Yeah, this is reminding me a lot of the Endoraptor running around Lockwood Manor. The old guy in the wheelchair who dies, obviously different circumstances. But yeah, it's just reminding me of that. It's got like the similar sort of inspiration, I guess. Look at the lens flares, though. My God, that's another thing.
Ridiculous.
That's beyond.
It's crazy. It gets worse.
It's like beyond. I saw this film. I said, "That's what my films need: lens flares."
Oh yeah, you can see they're still cutting in the building, so yeah. But they show that shot of the relic looking. I call it the relic. That's not the relic. The Kafoga looking out of the building, right into the spotlight of the helicopter. So you could like really easily imagine that like a sniper would just be like, just take it out.
Yeah.
What they really needed is a shot of the Kafoga, like when it looks out of the building and then it like runs off, like you see it disappear.
I wonder if these tunnels are genuinely underneath the museum in real life.
Yeah.
I'd love to know the history of them.
Did you see Linda? What's her face? She was in that water. It's like just a couple of spectacles poking out of the water.
Treading water.
Doggy paddling the entire way. She's there. If you look carefully, she's in the middle of everyone.
I haven't spotted her yet. She's on someone's shoulders. Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay, maybe I take that back. Maybe the geography is a little bit fucked because, like, the monster, we see it with the old man and then it's down here. But it's somehow, I don't know, it got in between. Degusta and that. Maybe it's a little bit like convoluted because like, how did the monster know they were down here?
Yeah, it's not like it's saw them go in, really, is it?
No. They needed a Lake Placid moment. There was two. Well, there goes that lady, whoever that was.
Oh, shit.
Gold dress lady. Oh dear. Well, that's her acting career out the window.
Yeah. Was that a stock scream as well for her?
Yes, that was. Yes.
A lot of fake heads in this film. I've had about 3 or 4 now, haven't we?
It must have been hilarious to go into like the special effects studio and just see all these heads of these actors and be like, oh my god. That must be so weird to look back on yourself and be like,
yeah.
I always found that with Alien 3 when they have that big rubber Ripley that they carry along the beach, and then behind the scenes they're like crushing its head and throwing it about. So imagine being Sigourney Weaver seeing that and going, well, there I am being like
I can't remember who showed it, but someone did a 3D print of their own skull. So
really?
they actually had it like X-rayed, scanned, and then they 3D printed their own skull. So they were holding effectively their own skull, and it's like I can't imagine how I would feel knowing that the particular object in my hand was something that is currently being used in my head.
Spooky, scary skeletons send shivers down your spine.
Oh god, he's got his lucky bullet now, hasn't he? Yeah.
I love that shot of it like peeking out of the water, like, hello.
Oh, that's so creepy.
Be kind of cool to be the Relic, though, wouldn't it?
Oh god, yeah. It's like with any film, it's like if you're going to be anybody, always be the monster.
Yeah, be the monster, yeah. Like a monster with a drug addiction. Gotta get those hypothalamuses. He's like that. Oh wait, the monster's right there. What gas did she use? What was that pipe?
It was liquid nitrogen.
Did they
use it in that confined space? I'm not sure whether they would have actually been.
But did she carry it down there with them? I can't. I don't remember seeing it.
With her, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just don't know whether you can actually use liquid nitrogen in a confined space like that, especially full of water.
It's like that stuff they use in Predator 2, Peter Keyes' freeze spray.
Yeah. Did the music for this actually?
I'm going to listen to this score tomorrow, I think.
So far, it sounds very generic, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, it's not massively grabbing me, but there are parts where musical cues where it sounds good, but I just don't know who the composer was for it.
The police officer putting the blanket around the little woman. It's like, are your parents around here, little girl?
That's what I was going to say. It's like Dave Chappelle, that guy. It's like, wants more coke. It's like, got any more of that hypothalamus? Here we go. We're into the big climactic ending now, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was something that always bothered me as well. It's like she has this car crash sound on her computer, and it's always like weird. Oh, here we go. This is meant to be the twist, even though we know it from the beginning. Boop, boop.
The audience didn't quite figure it out. Oh, it was that guy.
Well, that was the thing. When I was a kid, like I said, I watched. Yeah, like, how did it get out there? It must have been running out on top of the building at some point. Okay, I definitely take that back about the geography of this. That was my memory being all over this.
It's just teleporting now.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I need to watch Relic more often, I think. Well, this is a classic. It smashes through all the doors.
I have to say, considering how strong it was to beat down a steel door earlier,
Yeah.
what the hell is a glass-filled door going to do?
She could have used that time like getting away quicker.
Yeah.
Well, this is what I do like. Yeah, because look at it busting through these doors like they're nothing. But I do like that she uses her wit about her by like pushing everything off the shelves to create like a concoction of like flammable crap and stuff.
She's not like your generic damsel in distress sort of character at all this year.
When people bring up like female leads in movies, they always bring up fucking Linda Hamilton and Ripley. It's like, why is no one talking about Penelope Ann Miller in Relic? Come on, man. She uses her wit. Pretty good character. The only thing I dislike about her character is she has this weird car crash sound on her computer.
To be fair, it is a very weird alert sound to have on your computer.
Is that part of the superstitious thing? Look at her, she's making a bomb. Oh, here you go for impact tremors.
There you go.
So this is the bit where I was talking about where it gets a bit weird with her. Coming up in a minute.
I can't remember what happens. Well, I know
it's like you get this sense that, like, obviously, because that's Whitley or whatever his name is.
Oh, yeah.
Whiteley. Like, it's like it recognizes her. And maybe had some sort of fantasy about her when he was human. It's a bit weird. That's what I read into it. I could be completely wrong and a bit weird myself, but
it makes sense, wouldn't it, that both of them colleagues in the same building. You would imagine that they would have some form of connection to each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, here you go. Yeah, this is the scene.
Some good saliva there.
What if it just suddenly stopped and started doing some science? It was like, right now, where were we? And it puts on a lab coat and starts walking down the stairs. Yeah, because it's not killing her straight away. Yeah, she's talking to her. I know who you are.
Lost World vibes.
Yeah. But do you see what I mean? Like this. It's like you can read into it like, oh God.
Yeah.
Like, why is it stopping to lick her?
Yeah, the one hot woman.
Yeah.
I guess it's just trying to play on the whole Beauty and the Beast like classic thing, isn't it? I suppose. Like the monster wants the beautiful woman.
Now we've had water, and now we have fire.
Fire. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, this is great. Yeah.
Burn.
Because then we get this cool like CGI fire-ridden relic. That's Stan Winston burning his model.
I have to say the fire relic is probably one of my favourite. If it was a demon
fire relic, yeah,
looks like a Balrog.
It does actually. Now you say that.
You shall not pass.
Good effects. It's a neat effect to like cover up the CGI a bit more.
Yeah.
But they obviously had to CGI fire and have it running, and so it works really well. Tom Sizemore just got like thrown against the wall by that explosion. Doesn't she say a cheesy line here though? And that's what like these films all have.
You go to hell, I think she says.
Go to hell. It wasn't that bad.
It could have been worse.
Yeah.
it just blows to pieces.
Oh, if this was a 3D movie, this would be where you get the floating jaws hovering in front of the screen for too long.
I think the worst one-liner where a person kills a creature or something is, for me, is in Leviathan with Peter Weller.
Oh God, what does he say in that now?
I've only seen that once.
It's really shit. It's like the way he delivers it and everything.
It's a bit of a similar monster, actually, isn't it? Like a combination hybrid thing. What does he say?
Oh, I can't remember now. I'm gonna have to. I just remember it being the worst one. I also don't like the one in Terminator when she's like, "You're terminated, fucker." It's like,
that's the bad one, isn't
it? It doesn't suit the rest of the scene. But I do like the thing where he's like, "Yeah, fuck you too," and throws the dynamite. Yeah, that's fine. That suits his character and everything. Oh, what's the one? What does he? Oh, maybe I'll pull it up on YouTube and play it over the mic.
That's also a Stan Winston monster, that one. Leviathan.
Mm-hmm.
That's right, yeah. You watch that one again, actually. It's been a while since I've watched that. In fact, probably do a marathon of like The Thing, Leviathan, God knows what else. Oh, Harbinge You Down, that's the other one.
I haven't seen that Harbinge You Down. That's Alec Gillis, isn't it?
Here you go.
That's right, yeah.
Crowdfunded film.
Yeah, that's it. Listen to this. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear this?
It's breaking up a little bit.
Yeah.
He goes, "Say hi, motherfucker," and then he throws the bomb into its mouth, or whatever.
It must be like really hard to resist putting like a cheesy line in before they kill the villain, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. He doesn't step over the body of the relic.
All credits. That was an enjoyable film.
Isn't it funny that like we saw the fire brigade finally like cut in, and then we don't see anything else after that? It's like they finally made it into the building, and everyone else is out. It's like what a pointless exercise for them. But yeah, no, that I love this movie. I just think it's like, I wouldn't say it's underrated, because as far as I can tell, people who do watch it rate it quite highly, or like they like it. But I would say it's underappreciated or underappreciated.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I don't see too many people talking about it. Someone in the credits just called Crazy Man. Oh, Brian Steele played the Kofoga. Wow.
Brian Steele, who's that again?
He played the Predators in Predators, and he did. What else did he do?
Isn't he
Jason? I think
Jason. Yeah, Jason.
Yeah, there was two people who played the Kofoga. He was one of them.
Okay.
Yeah, the soundtrack's not like overtly memorable, but I think I might give it a listen separately from the film tomorrow.
It does its job.
I was just looking at the composer who worked on it. There's not really much in his list that he's done that I would say is like, noteworthy or anything. The only thing I recognised was, where's it gone? Ice Age Collision Course.
Right, okay.
That I recognise. Everything else, it's either I've heard of it or I've seen it and just not really paid any attention to the score. Although thinking about it, no, tell a lie, further down the list, he did Predators.
Oh, there you go.
He did the score for Predators. There you go.
His mate Brian Steele went, "Hey, I know a composer. He worked with me on Relic."
That was good. I enjoyed that one. Another good one there.
No,
Another
I
good
enjoyed
film
that.
in the
Yeah,
bag.
good one. Have you guys seen the film Rogue?
I haven't seen that.
Absolutely love it.
Yeah, it's the best crocodile movie, right?
That's straight. It
Yeah.
pisses all over Lake Placid.
Yeah, it makes Lake Placid look like a piece of shit. Sicky, you should watch it. Rogue, damn good movie.
Yeah, I'll give that a watch. I've never seen, like many of the crocodile-based films. I've seen Lake Placid like once.
Well, the thing is, me and my friend Will, we saw Rogue in Tesco's. I think when Tesco's first started doing like DVDs, and we saw it, and it was this like really shit front cover. I'll see if I can find an image of it. It's like this.
The front cover art does not do the film justice at all.
Yeah, we were in the mood.
I've heard of the film.
Yeah, so this is the cover of the DVD that I've got. Paste it in the chat. We saw this and thought, oh yeah, we're in the mood to watch some really shit crocodile movie. We're like, yeah, we'll watch that. We watched it. It's a freaking amazing movie. Like, for a creature feature, it's really well done. The effects are amazing. Like, the acting's great. The story's good. It's like, yeah, great movie all round.
Well, welcome to the territory.
Yeah. Awful cover, but it's a really good film.
I'll give that one a watch, yeah. Add it to my list.
Watch that one.
Yeah, I've got it on DVD, so if you get around to watching it, Sticky, it's well worth us doing a commentary on that. I always try and get Clayton to watch it, and I think he watched it recently, but I don't know what his thoughts are. Yeah, no. Anyway, I'll end the commentary there. That was good. Love the Relic. If you haven't seen it, guys, check it out.
Very enjoyable.
Bloody good. Bloody good show.
Not anything worth throwing in your collection.
Yeah. I always wanted like a Relic action figure, and I think they did release one like years after my childhood. But yeah, so yeah. I think they made like a statue of it or something.
Yeah, I remember there was a model kit of it around about 99, 2000. I think there was one, and it was okay. It wasn't the best sculpture I've ever seen of it, but I've seen better stuff like down the years.
Yeah.
So it's it's a shame that I don't think that figure.
Yeah, it needs to have like a chunky, like big action figure, like you can move it all, like, and it's like scaled to like Action Men size.
Yeah, like cool. Huge.
Maybe they should get some Kenner Predator molds for the head.
Yeah, cut the head off and stick it on.
Yeah, crocodile. I wonder what the BBC have to do with this though. Like, how did they get involved with this?
Yeah, that's weird. That
is it something to do with the?
Is it definitely the BBC?
Yeah,
or
it said
just a company that happens to have BBC in their title.
No, it said at the end of the credits on this, the British Broadcast Corporation.
Okay, right.
It's like, I wonder if it's something to do with the museum, the Natural Age Museum. If it's like some connection through that. That's what got them involved.
There's a lot. It was supposed to be like a David Attenborough documentary or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the Wikipedia page it says production companies, and there's a huge list. There's like BBC, Cloud9, Marubeni, Pacific, Western, Polygram. There's bloody loads. Toho, Toa.
Toho.
Toho, yeah.
It might be like that might be like distribution companies as well, because that might be who distributed it in.
One as well.
Yeah. Oh, the film's starting again on my end. Jesus, that menu doesn't wait around.
Round 2.
It's like, watch it again, son.
Heard it the first time, you're gonna love it the second.
But yeah. Anyway, guys, that was the Relic. See you soon.